Hi there. Today about how to deal with expectations and keep mind open. And also clarifying what is expectation. Expectation is a thought about a future event that we glue onto and identify with to such extent that we experience it already as a done deal, although it hasn't unfolded yet in physical reality. It's something that's almost happened inside our head, and we just need to move on with time to that particular point where it's going to realize. And guess what? When that point in time comes, what unfolds in physical reality is almost never matching the expectation. And what we experience at that point is not the physical reality as it unfolds, but the clash, the friction between the expectation and what is actually happening on the ground. Our mind is not capable of taking in what's actually going on, but is close to it. It's dealing totally with this clashing between the expectation and the reality at that particular point in time. And what do we feel then? Is sadness, disillusion, disappointment, sometimes anger, and fear of the future events. Because if these expectations have not realized, then what chance have we got with the future events and expectations? They won't realize for either. And everything is all of a sudden completely uncertain. Anxiety comes up and overwhelms us. Because you see, there is this expectation that we engage with and entertain. And then this is this reality when the time comes. And even sometimes when on the outside, the reality matches the expectation, but on the inside, the experience is completely different. You see, sometimes might have this expectation that at a certain point in time he will be in a certain place, with a certain people, in certain environment, and so on, and he'll experience this real satisfaction with life and situation and his prospects or her prospects and so on. But, sometimes the things can even unfold that way, and he can be or she can be in that environment with these people, in that situation, but the experience of it is completely different. It's not satisfaction. It's stress, anxiety, and so on and so on. So, expectations and what actually unfolds in time are almost never really a match. So entertaining expectations, gluing up onto them, identifying with them is really, really a no-go, something you need to avoid. And allow yourself to keep an open mind. Allow yourself to experience things as they unfold and not the clash inside your head. And you see, This expectation things is even more complex than just having your own expectations. There are expectations of other people around you that might mean a lot to you, that have certain expectations about yourself, about your life, and so on. And sometimes you maybe even just think that they have these expectations about you, yourself, and your life, and you don't even clarify it with them. And then you just somehow follow that. And then there are these wide expectations from the society as a whole that expects people to do certain things, be at a certain place at a certain time, and so on and so on. And then you adopt that too. And there is this whole congregation of all these expectations that are crowding your mind, that are closing it to what is actually happening in the reality, physical reality on the outside, and making it rigid and unflexible. And when the time comes for events to unfold, and they do, it's just not able to cope with them because it's just so rigidly closed inside that clash with the expectations, so glued up to these expectations still. And when the reality is something completely different. And what they experience, instead of experiencing some fresh take onto things as they unfold, because there's something new, something not happening before, something happening differently, and so on and so on. They're just glued on to that stale, rigid, old expectations that have not fulfilled. And they even feel that maybe they have even failed this expectation, and so on and so on. It's just a whole bag of negative experience. What for? What is the benefit of it? There is none whatsoever. None. So practice detachment from the thoughts, because expectations are the thoughts. You see, even once you realize what expectations are and how harmful they really are, it is not enough to effect a change. You have to work on it. You have to practice detachment from thoughts. It is needed. The change will not just take place just by realizing something. You have to work on it. You have to actively make it happen. And it's all worth it. The effort is well worth it. You will open your mind and you will free yourself from all these unnecessary expectations. Take care.